Hello, this is your famous author Mark coming to you with another video. Well, what I want to discuss today is a couple things. One, I have found a very interesting YouTube channel it's called the Tech Lead. I mean, this guy talks about the state of our IT technology, web development, um, and other the state of our he's telling the truth about the reality of our economic situation and all that stuff. Now, that's all good, and he does make a point that America can no longer compete in the IT in the IT technology and things like coding and all that stuff. Now, because there are different factors for that. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about, uh, I'm gonna tell you right now that in the late '80s and uh, and and early '90s, America as a country was a little bit better, a little bit friendlier for people with IT, knowledge and all that stuff. And the reason I say that because, see, I came to this country in 1988. My father came to this country in 1986. Okay, but the thing back in those days, you could hold a job. You could hold one job, and you could have made $6 an hour, and you could afford an apartment, a decent car. The cars weren't that expensive, and everything, In my opinion, it was a lot better because, for example, even in school, okay, because today you just get an A just because. Just because you show up, you get an A. But back in when I was in grade school, you had I was lucky if I had a C. If I got if I had C's on my in all my classes, that was good enough. It was hard to get an A, but I mean I did get some A's, by the way. But for an A, you really had to work for it. See, I chose to pursue the IT field. Okay, and and most of my A's, whether in grade school or high school or even college, was to get a to I had to get an A in all my computer classes because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do with my life. But like and to be honest with you, I do like. I mean, when I say that the America that I knew was better in the late '80s, early '90s, is because under see me and my father came to this country under Ronald Reagan, and back then, we were goal oriented. I wanted to work. I wanted to work. I wanted to be a NASA engineer. I wanted to be a working with computers for NASA or when I was in high school, I had a dream of becoming an FBI agent. That's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. But it's like nowadays. It's like when somebody gets an A, whether in grade school, high school, or college, it's like okay, I got an A. Whoopee! It's like the A. I mean, back then, A meant something. Like for example, if you back in my day, when you got an award for something, it actually meant something. UA meant something, but because college became the norm, and everybody goes to college, all the because of this, I'm gonna say, I don't know how to put this in a nice way, and excuse me, but I'm trying to look for a nice word here. Like, because basically I'm going to try to put this nicely. Because college became an extension, it's a basic extension of high school, okay? Because nowadays everybody has to have a college degree because your employers want it. And I did write about this in one of my books, in Progressive Credentialism versus Ageism. I wrote it in my first book that's still available on Amazon. I wrote about this problem, but because let's put it this way: the IT field's in the toilet. Our economy right now is in the toilet. It's like why even bother to compete. Now, I'm not a psychic, or I'm neither of those things, but I'm going to tell you what kind of future we can expect from now on. From now on, it's going to be universal income is going to become the norm because it has to, because there's no other choice. If you get a job for $7.25 an hour, you are lucky. You are lucky. I mean, you're not going to be able to afford a house because of the housing prices. You're not going to be able to travel that much because the gas prices are gonna go sky high, no matter what anybody says. It's like for example, back in the 80s, we had Saturday morning cartoons, but the thing is, when, like, for example, when I went to my grade school and high school, I mean, you did your homework. I mean, because for example, your homework actually mattered. That you thought that that you have to do good in school. For example, you have to get, for example, in grade school and at high school, when I went to those institutions, I mean, I mean, what everybody, I don't care what anybody else thinks. It was a competition. Just because you got a lower grade than for example, some of my friends did, just because I got a lower grade, and our fathers knew each other. Our fathers knew each other. They worked on almost similar jobs. One did it better than the other, but at least if for example, if I didn't get an A in school, my dad would get upset, and justifiably so. But the thing is, but back then, like I said, you could have gotten a job for $6 an hour and support a family, and get a decent car, get a nice house, maybe take a vacation now and then. I mean, for example, let me tell you a good example. Now everybody's laughing at it, but we had what we call a $1.50 movie. Like, it was a regular movie theater where we went where you could take your high school sweetheart or a girlfriend to a $1.50 house, and for example, you could have gotten popcorn, you could have gotten your soda, your what do you call, some candy, and you would get a nice bucket of what do you call, popcorn, and just sit in the movie theater and see a decent movie. But it's like it's like now, and I've been listening to this guy, tech lead guy about computers and all that. But to be honest with you, I think this guy makes some sense that the only thing we have left look forward to is basically universal income, uh, socialized housing, and all that stuff because people aren't going to be able to afford them. But like back when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, even we, for example, I had to get A's and B's in order, for example, to even impress the girls because I mean, yeah, that it was good that you worked out and went to the gym, had big muscles and all that stuff. But also what you did in school and how you did in school, whether you did good in school or not. I mean, then the girls were impressed by that, you know. But it's like, nowadays it's like this. Nowadays it's like this. It's like, why even bother to try if even if I put the effort into whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm doing, then then it's not gonna come out the way I want it. So why do I even try? Now, there are several factors that are contributing to this, but the thing is, because of those particular factors, and most of you can figure out what those factors are. I'm not going. I'm not gonna. Talk about it. But all I'm saying is that back in the, I mean, even TV was better back in the early 80s and late 90s. I mean, we had the Power Rangers, the Ninja Turtles, and all those other things. Even today, when I go out and talk with my friends now, I mean, they even say that back in the late 80s and early 90s, TV was a lot better. This was a lot better. And I mean, we all did stuff. I mean, our parents were worried about us sick. They were worried about us. Make sure we don't get into trouble and all that other thing. But back. See, and what I feel about that, back in those days, the goals that you set for yourself were even obtainable because I mean, under Reagan and George Herbert, George H.W. Bush, those goals were not even far fetched. They were obtainable. But now it's like the tech lead dude said, the competition in the computer market is so fierce that's now there's so many new technologies coming out, and you're competing with the artificial intelligence and all that other thing that it is very difficult to compete. Now, I'm going to say goodbye for now. You can tell me what you think about my video. You can comment down below. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can definitely purchase my books on Amazon. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next one.